Thank you. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Leadership Speak is the premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club, focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timer has a virtual hand raised, so we all can see immediately who is keeping the time. Our Toastmaster of the day today is Nelly Ayodo, DTM. She is a public speaking and leadership coach, mentor, and trainer. She has held all positions at club level, and has been an area director for District 114, which is East Africa. She has worked in the NGO sector as an information strategist, and currently she is a business strategist for family business. She enjoys in transforming landscapes through permaculture. So it's with great pleasure that I hand over to our Toastmaster of the day, Nelly Ayodo.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The power of coaching leadership goes beyond managing tasks. It unlocks potentials in our club members through a process of developing change and creating awareness for growth. It transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary leaders who are driven to serve. At Leadership Speak, we practice the system of coaching. All members are offered coaching through a role based on one-to-one coaching with role trainers, weekly group coaching sessions by our master coach, Bram Memon, DTM, with the guidance of our president, Holmes Teng. This enables organic peer feedback between members. Our coaches inspire us to excellence to achieve our self-driven goals. Through this practice, we have collectively achieved 162 educational awards in the year 2024-25 to make us one of the top Toastmaster clubs in the world. Members who attend our sessions discover three distinct things. Number one, they adopt the coaching mindset that empowers and inspires others. Number two, to become a self-directed leader. And number three, to achieve the personal and professional success that we want. As Max Dilawayo reminds us, the ordinary are here to fit into the world, and the extraordinary are here to create their world. I urge you all to be part of this wonderful movement that creates extraordinary leaders to ignite our potential. This is our platform for growth that impacts us for great transformation. Leadership Speak is a premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become self-directed leaders. I'd like to call our toast, Zara Moharar. When I asked her about leadership, the power of coaching leadership, she says she believes that coaching is phenomenal and can lead others to thrive, not just being led by tasks, but touched by the heart. Zara, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Nelly. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, loud and clear.
I have a question for you. Have you ever received some effective coaching tips from your leader which help you grow? Raise your hand, please. Thank you. That's the gift of coaching leadership. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, welcome to Leadership Speak. Coaching leadership is an effective, empathetic, and nurturing way to enhance the members of the club. You are seeds. You can grow. But to grow, you need to place in the right garden with sunlight, water, and caring hands. Toastmasters International provide us this platform, this garden, and caring hands of coaching, leadership, gardeners. I could hear a dozen times of these type of questions that inspired me to think of how I want to grow from Leadership Speak, from master coach, from president during our sessions. That is phenomenal. When somebody asks me, what do you think about Leadership Speak? Where is it, Leadership Speak? I said, this is the place where we try, fail, wrong, sorry, where try, learn, and retry, where coaching fuels growth, where hidden capabilities started becoming visible achievement. My coaching leaders, they listen intently. They guide with questions and empower with trust. Fellow Toastmasters, coaching leadership is the right thing that can push our members go forward. When you attend a meeting, if you try to enhance the coaching leadership effect, you can make the team growth, the members enhance their capabilities, and the legacy lasts. Please join me. Unmute your, open your cameras. Let's raise our toast to effective coaching.
To effective coaching.
Effective coaching.
Effective coaching.
Effective coaching.
Thank you for your participation. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Nelly?
Thank you very much. To help us with this meeting, we have our timer, Youselee Thomas, a phenomenal woman that is willing to coach us at any time. She will tell us about her timer's role.
Thank you very much. Good day, fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guests. I'm your timer for today's meeting. I will time each speaker according to the agenda and signal using the virtual background colors: green, yellow, red. You will find me with the virtual hand to easily identify. After each segment, I will post the timing results in the chat. Thank you. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have our grammarian, Mariam Saidavi. She embraces the power of leadership coaching I'll ask her to tell us about the grammarian's role today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmaster and the guest. As the grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay the attention close to all the speaker, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improved language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, or thought. As the grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For the two-day meeting, the word of the day, transform. This is the word, verb, to the meanings, to the change something significant, infer, appearance, nature, or character. As the example, in the sentence, coaching can transform a good leader into a great one. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian report when the call opened during the meeting and also report how to use of the word of today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Mariam. Before we continue, I'd like to welcome our guests. Kindly sign into the guest book that appears in the chat box. We welcome you all and are looking forward for you to enjoy a lovely session today. Next on the list is our education speaker, Paramjit Singh. He has a growth mindset coach and understands the value of coaching, which helps to tap the unlimited potential of any individual by using different coaching tools. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, let us welcome Paramjit Singh, our education speaker.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. In this fast changing area in life and in the world, it's not very easy to just say and order people to do anything. It is basically nowadays to understand and discover their potential and guide them accordingly by the coaching. Just give me 1 minute to start my presentation. Maybe 1 minute. So a coaching leader is just not a person who just guide them, but he is the one who put them in a position and guide them and discover that their own problem solutions and how to build the confidence and help them to achieve the long-lasting results. A coaching leader doesn't tell them what to do, but he asks them very deep questions, listen them deeply, as well as guide them for the next steps. He is the one who helped them to achieve the potential by asking them the deep question. Now, in Toastmasters also, it can transform a journey of a member of a Toastmaster. A coaching leader can really help them to transform their journey. He's not the one who just let them know, tell them that this is a way to improve, but he helps them by asking them the question which put them in a position of why they want a growth, how to grow, as well as what are the paths to go. This helps them to build their confidence and motivation. Today, I will be sharing with you a coaching tool which has helped me in my coaching as well as for the Toastmasters coaching, which is very much in alignment with the course, what we are discussing about the logical levels of change of Toastmasters. This is one tool which has 6 levels and helps to understand that where we all are standing. Now, so this particular tool was developed by Robert Dills, and who has let us know that where the change occurs and how to grow at each level as a Toastmaster. This tool is not only for Toastmaster, this tool is to be used for anywhere, everywhere in your life, wherever you feel you are stuck up and your growth is now limited. It is same thing like that. Most of us have tried to change our habit, and we do it by, like, let us say we take a gymnasium membership, and what we do, we go there twice only, and what happened afterwards? That card become a bookmark for our club because we didn't understand where the change need to be occurring. We just tried to change ourselves to go to gymnasium, just go for 2 times. It is just like painting the wall and your foundation of the building is still not strong, which is suddenly going to crack. So this particular tool has 6 levels, and I will break them one by one and understand that how this tool can be helpful to us. Now, the first level is environment. The second one is behavior. Third one is capabilities. Fourth is values and beliefs. And then identity and vision. So these are 6 levels. As we go up, we have the vision, identity. Then they are at the position where you can really understand what we are doing. You can really have the growth at the down level also. So I will be just breaking at every different step. Now, the first one is environment. Now, this environment is one which is time, place, and where you are. Where, who, and who. So in the very beginning, when we join a Toastmaster club, we always try to find a location which is very easy, where the meeting is easy, online, in person, we can go very easily over there. The people are very helpful, people we interact. The meeting environment is very good. However, after some time, you feel that this particular club, now my growth is limited. The same thing happened to me. You know, in my club, there was no proper evaluation. Evaluations were done for just to be evaluated. And there were people who were not going to other clubs. The mentors were also not in a position that they go to other clubs and get some more nourishment for them and to share with us. So I started feeling, suffocated that no, there's something to be changed. So what I tried 2 more clubs. I went outside also, but for me and for all of you, I understand we always try to change our environment. The first thing, okay, let us try, maybe this club is not good, and we do go to some other club. And there I came across GLIS by our DTM Toastmaster Brahman. I just attended one GLIS session and immediately thought of joining the leadership speak. Please raise all your hand if you all came over here to see that the environment over here is so conducive for our growth. Here, everything is we are getting so much of coaching. After that, it's now 3 years I am here in the club and my growth is moving. So whenever you feel that you're stuck up, the first thing to understand at this level is, the question is my environment helping me grow? So what do? The action is only to change your surroundings. Okay, you can go to other clubs, you can use other clubs, you can go to the contests, or even you change the club, change the area, and start learning from other people. However, this environment, change of environment is actually an external thing, not your internal. So there's another, if you are not able to do, you feel the environment is fine. Now, what is the second thing is your behavior. And behavior is what you really actually do, your actions. And every action is counted. I remember when I was in other club, I was just sitting down casually in the Zoom meeting. I was the all champion. I was running away from table topics like somebody, I met my ex-girlfriend in the mall. Everything was like, I was not getting my growth. And my behavior was such that it was not really a way to handle, to be a Toastmaster. And when I came over to Toastmaster leadership speak, totally changed. Everything was disciplined. Everything was everything was planned. Everything was like you started learning a lot of things. I think after that, awe and everything automatically went off. So this is one area which is very much noticeable by people. A small change in this area. Now we start giving speeches over here. We avoiding filler words, taking roles, time, evaluator. I got so much chance over here that I felt that my behavior and my way of taking the thing is changing. So if you feel that you are not growing even after, it means there is something which needs to be changed. And you have to ask question, what do I consistently do to be as a speaker? That is one of the key questions. And then identify your behavior you want to change. Start working on maybe one small tip. You start working and you will be able to find out and start working on this. This is what very easily you can find leadership speak. A lot of other people are there to mentor and help you to guide also. This is the second level of behavior. Of course, you are very good. You have a very good conducive environment. Your behaviors are good. You are already in a very good position. Now, third thing, which is very important for everyone, is our capabilities. Capabilities about your skill sets, your strategies, how you do things. It is about your skills, knowledge, competency. A few examples, like when we are a Toastmaster, we know how to do storytelling. Then starting how to structure a speech, how to using a humor, how to mastering vocal variety. All these things are improving on your capability. And if you feel that you are stuck up over here, this is one area which you may not be able to do it alone, and you need a mentor, you need a guide, you need a coach, and it comes with the practice. So if I talk about leadership speak, we have so much of available sources as well as coaches. Master Coach Brahman, every Thursday we are having a meeting and training one by one coaching. I think that I'm missing because I'm not able to do, but I'm very sure. And I have seen changes in the people and the transformation in the people. I have already seen the people who are attending regularly, Lydia Winzico, Nakawe Nakasi. There are other few which I remember, and they all are getting benefit directly to improve on their skills by one-to-one coaching over there. And the way it is held, I think this is something people outside leadership speak doesn't understand, that how it is helping everyone. So over here, the question again is, what tools do I use to improve? So you have to understand what skill you want to hone or focus on learning and a new skill. That is very important. This is one area which can take you really further, but here you need to have guidance from other people. You need a mentor, you need a coach. And the other one is something which really affects us very deeply. And this is from where the real transformation starts. So what now is all about values and beliefs. So what you believe is true or important to you. Like what do you feel that this has been truthful for, this is really proven to you, and this is what your beliefs are or values. So our values and beliefs provide us motivation. Either they support or they hinder us. If they are not positive beliefs, we certainly go down. But if we have a sportive values and beliefs, we move further. Of course, there's a belief change process also we can do. But I have seen people being transformed in leadership speak as well as in different other clubs over here by just changing their beliefs. Like few example, like people feel that I'm not able to do humor. I'm not able to add humor. I'm not, like, for me, I was always thinking I'm not a good evaluator and I'm still trying to learn. And how it changed me when Bram told me one day that you go and see old YouTube videos and see that how you can compare your evaluation with others. And from there, I starting evaluation. Previously, it was like, if somebody asked me to do evaluation, it was like somebody is asking me my kidney. But now I am confident after so many of evaluations that I can do. And I won a lot of evaluation contests outside leadership speak. And this is one, because my mindset changed that I can be a good evaluator. It's not only that I'm just learning. Well, I was thinking like people are CA and the ladies are good in finding faults, so they are good. I'm an engineer. I cannot really I'm not very good in evaluation. I'm not be able to learn it. But with the practice, with the guidance, with my belief has changed that I can do, and I really feel like that I'm now becoming a better evaluator. So when your beliefs or values, they really either pull you down, the transformation really stops. And we understand that mistakes are learning moments. Learning is fun. When you think all this, certainly you can find out that you are just not having a beliefs which help you support you. You need to work on such beliefs. Of course, this will come with time, but of course there is another belief change process is also available in neuro-linguistic programming, which can be done. However, for you as a normal, who doesn't have an NLP training or a neuro-linguistic programming background, you can just start thinking that whether this particular belief is helping me or it is really putting me down and stopping my transformation. Because if even you have a very good environment, if you are having very good behavior, you have a very good skill set, but if your values and beliefs are there, all the things below will give you a lot of trouble. I know one of the very senior Toastmaster who was in a contest, and I just went to her and asked. She was very innocent. I cannot do evaluation like other people. They make a very good story. They weave a very good story. Because she was not thinking about evaluation. She was just thinking that I am just doing evaluation to win. It was the thing that I said, okay, you do something, you do, and go for evaluation to do evaluation. Give a feedback which is helpful and conducive. And she won the contest. So the beliefs and values play a lot of role, and we must work on them if we require to work them, and if they feel that they are not helping us to grow. So question is, what drives our limit me to as a communicator? And identify a challenge, a belief that is holding you back. Action step is, what is holding you? That is very important. So that's the only way you can improve upon yourself. If you can't do a change, ask your friends, ask your mentors, ask your coaches who can help you. Now the next one is identity. Now this is very important, how you see yourself. Who am I? Your own identity. If you feel that I'm not a good speaker, I'm not a good evaluator, who is going to help you? Now, nobody is going to help you. You yourself is putting you down. So keep a good self-esteem and understand that why you are into Toastmaster, why you have come, what is the mission in life. That is very important. Now, is that I am just a trying Toastmaster, I'm not a good evaluator. If you are stuck up in this, you have to change your identity. It is basically from a confused to a highly motivated and better Toastmaster. So now if you change, I'm a great communicator, speaker, and leader. If you go with such a confidence, you 100% you get a benefit. We have one district division director. When I saw him 2 years back, he was stammering at every word. He had a problem with the stammering. And today now when I see him, he is a division director as well as a humorous speech champion. Can you imagine that? Because he walked upon him. He said, no, I am a good speaker. I can do anything. So what is the key question to ask yourself is, why am I becoming, who am I becoming by turning a Toastmaster? Very important. So reflect, action step is reflect on how you see yourself as a Toastmaster. Now, as we go up in the ladder and the pyramid, the more changes over there will reflect changes down. And this one is very important. The last one is a vision, your connection to something bigger than yourself. This is the sense of purpose of mission in your life. This aligns the total of all the 6 levels. Now, if you see, for example, whether you are speaking to inspire youth, are you mentoring your members, driving community change? You compete for trophies, or matter of fact to pass it on. Now we have Lydian Bram. I remember he said he want to speak in front of I think 250,000 people. But that is one mission he has. But the other mission he always keep in mind, which helps everyone grow in leadership speak, is that he guides us, he mentors us. He's not looking for a trophy or anything. His vision is to help us grow. That's why he spent a lot of time out of his daily busy life for all of us, for the leadership and for our Toastmasters. That is his mission. When your mission comes aligned in such a way that you want to do something for the community, certainly you are going to make it a very different. If your mission is just to get a WCPS, you can imagine that where you stand. You are just there only, you are working for yourself. But here, your mission is to help others. Your vision is totally different. So what does my greater purpose serve? That is very important. So ask yourself and why you are here and why you are working. So let's just to brief it. So environment is where and when. Behavior is what you are looking, what you are doing. Capabilities are how we are doing. Values and beliefs, why we are doing, why. Identity is who. And don't form what. So having an awareness as a leader, as a coach, will help you to understand your own points where you are stuck up or your fellow Toastmasters. So you can just imagine, help you to recognize at what level they are or what level is really problem. This is, I can't do it here. You can imagine if you are talking about here, it means it's an environment problem. If that means behavior. So this all 3 do means have a capability is not there. What? I can't do it here because your identity. This is how you can have an awareness of all this. Sorry, I just, you can imagine that. Now, the change impact, very, very, very important, as I started in the very beginning. If you are changing environment, it's just a surface level change. Behavior is practical improvement. Capability is skill development. Then values and belief motivation shift. That is really where from the transformation really starts. Identity, deep transformation, because that connects you everything down. And the vision, lifelong direction. So highest change, longer impact. However, if you have a problem with values and beliefs and you're working on an environment, you are going to have a problem. You are not going to grow. So that's why Einstein said, you can't solve a problem at the level in it was created. You have to go one level up. Change at a higher level creates deeper, larger, lasting transformation. So change at a higher level, having an awareness. So if you just do not change the speech, change the level. If your club is not inspiring, change the environment. If your habits are weak, change the behavior. If your skills are lacking, build your capabilities. If your mindset is limiting, reframe your beliefs. If you don't feel like a speaker, reshape your identity. And if you are seeking fuel, ignite your purpose. So I leave you everyone with one question: which level you are right now, and which level will unlock your next stage? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Paramjit. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please let us applause Paramjit. Use your emojis to appreciate him. He has shared with us a tool of the logical levels of change. And he has told us our beliefs and values provide us with motivation. He says that the transformation happens when you use these tools. It helps to build us from average to great. Thank you very much, Paramjit. Now we're going to the meat of the meeting, to the speaking section. Our first speaker for today is Marie Cusin. She will be evaluated by Aruna So. Aruna, please share her evaluation with us.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Today, Marie will deliver a speech about evaluation and feedback. This is the fourth project of level 1. And the objective of Marie's speech is to deliver a well-structured speech on any topics. And in addition, Marie asked me to focus on her use of pace and pauses. And during the evaluation part, I will give my report. Best of luck to Marie, and back to you, dear Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much. Marie's speech is titled Turning Potential into Performance. Marie Cusin, Turning Potential into Performance. Take it away, Marie.
Have you ever tried giving advice to a teenager? You start with, I think you should, and before you finish, the eye roll is so epic, you worry they might sprain their neck. That's when I realized something. Most people, whether they're 16 or 60, don't like being told what to do. But they love discovering the answer themselves. That is the magic of coaching leadership. Traditional leadership says, I'm the boss. I know the answers. Follow me. Coaching leadership says, you already have the answer. My job is to help you find them. In today's world, change moves faster than your Wi-Fi on a bad day. Giving someone fixed instruction, it is like handing them last year's map for this year's territory. Today, I am going to share with you how to transform your leadership style through 3 essential keys. I was the responsible of the public relation 2 years ago in a Francophone summit, leading a multicultural French team. At first, I was like a drill sergeant. Precise orders, strict deadlines, no questions. It works for about 3 months. Then motivation dropped faster than my willpower in front of a chocolate cake. So I tried something new. Instead of telling, here's the solution, implement it, I asked, what option do you see to solve this? The team lit up. It came back with 3 creative solutions. So when I stopped buying the answer machines, my team became the ID machine. Answer machine versus ID machine. This brings me to the first key. Curiosity beats certainty. Ask more questions than you give instructions. Instead of, here's what to do, try, what do you think will work best? You liberate your team's creativity by becoming a facilitator rather than a dictator. Key number 2, listen like it's your job, because it is. People know you're just waiting for your turn to talk. Real listening means creating a safe space where ideas can emerge naturally. It means showing that every opinion matters and deserves to be heard. I discovered this when I started through listening to my team's concern about deadlines. What I thought was resistance was actually valuable insight about client expectations I hadn't considered. Key number 3, empower, don't rescue. Let people wrestle with challenges. Don't grab the steering wheel every time the road gets bumpy. Think of as gardener leadership. You water, give sunlight, and let things grow. Resist the urge to take control at every difficulty. You can yell at plant all you want. It won't grow faster. And your neighbor will definitely judge you. Why it works internationally? In a multicultural world, coaching leadership is gold. Direct orders can get lost in regional variation translation, or worse, sound rude. But curiosity, questions, they travel perfectly, they adapt to any culture, any personality, any team. My French precision from France and Switzerland, combined with Belgium creativity and my Cameroon designers' analytic thinking, created solutions that none of them could have imagined alone. All because I learned to ask instead of tell. Here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow, pick one conversation where you would normally give instruction to your family, association, or business. And instead, ask 3 coaching questions. What do you think will work best? Trust your team. Then be quiet. Listen. You must be surprised. You might be amazed. And if it works, congratulations. You've just planted the seed of coaching leadership. Because leadership isn't about buying the hero. It's about making heroes of others. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Marie. That was a very interesting speech on how to advise our teenagers. My takeaway was to be a facilitator and not a dictator. Please, let's give a round of applause to Marie for her beautiful speech. You may use your emojis. I would like to take a moment to speak to the most important people in the room, our guests. Kindly sign the guest book. The agenda of today's meeting has been shared in the chat box. Kindly peruse it. Our next speaker is Veronica Zuze. She'll be evaluated by Nikita Winkler. Nikita, please tell us the objectives of Veronica's speech.
Thank you, and greetings to all present today. So the purpose of this project is for Veronica to practice delivering a social speech in front of the club members. So this is a preparation for a toast that she wishes to deliver at a Toastmasters community club. And she's asked me to focus on the content of the speech. She'd love it to be inspirational. And I went a little bit deeper. And because Veronica is relatively new to leadership speak, she also would like me to look at her confidence. So she's working on her confidence. Thank you very much. And back to you, Toastmaster Nelly.
Thank you very much. The title of Veronica's speech is Striving for Excellence. Veronica Zuze, Striving for Excellence. Take it away, Veronica.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever noticed how excellence seems so much like a horizon? No matter how far you go, how far you run, it seems very elusive, beyond reach. That's because excellence is not a destination. It's a direction. And the best part, every step towards it keeps you better and you keep improving. Can you imagine the task that my father gave me at birth? He gave me a name, Mauresa, which in my dialect means excellence. And the whole of my life, I've grown up continuing to strive for excellence in everything that I do. Excellence is a habit. And Aristotle says, we are what we repeatedly are. And excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Once you have the habit to always want your things to be best, you will never be dissatisfied. By each day, you feel like it's not good enough. Think of those people who are athletes. They exercise every day. They run. Even if it's cold, you see them running. Even when they are tired, you see them going. That has been my life from birth. When I was doing my master's, I remember I would wake up at night and start writing, typing on my dissertation as I continued. Because excellence calls for discomfort. The uncomfortable truth. Once you think you've arrived, you keep wanting to push, and that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Every time you face discomfort, it means there is growth. Be it a project that's challenging, be it joining Toastmasters to be a public speaker, be it going that extra mile. Excellence demands discomfort. And guess what? Excellence inspires others. Have you realized how much when you excel, everyone wants to know how you did it? That has been my story. My colleagues keep asking, how come you do it this way? And I've told them, you have to keep trying. Do not give up. And because of that, I've realized excellence is as contagious as COVID. Those around you would also want to excel. And by each day, you realize you have a very, very excellent team because everyone in the community would strive for excellence. And this is the environment of Leadership Speak. We are all here to strive for excellence. Colleagues, are we not working hard enough? Are we not trying hard enough? This is why on a Saturday afternoon, we are all here, striving for excellence. Your standard keep improving. And this afternoon, do not give up. I like the educational by Toastmaster Paramjit, DTM, where we talked about our environment and how it impacts us towards our vision high up there. This has been my story. I continue to strive for excellence. And this is the reason why I joined Leadership Speak. I am here today as I continue to strive for excellence. Excellence isn't by serendipity. It is intentional and requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of commitment. So today, let us commit our habits to courage, the mindset that moves us forward. Fellow Toastmasters, as I conclude, can I propose a toast to striving for excellence? Please unmute. Unmute. Put on your camera. Take your glass. And let's together continue to strive for excellence. To striving for excellence.
For excellence.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Veronica, for that inspiring toast, striving for excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate Veronica. Her speech was very inspiring. She called us to work with discomfort, And as a result, we will get growth. Excellence is a habit, and it inspires others. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Pulkit Gupta. His evaluator is Leah Musunga. Leah, please tell us the objectives of Pulkit's speech.
So much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Pulkit's speech objective is for him to tell a story. It can be anything, whether it's about his life, a fictional tale of his own creation, as he is telling a story which is connecting with storytelling. So basically, the member is practicing to using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Leah. Pulkit Gupta, the moment. The moment, Pulkit Gupta. Take it away, Pulkit.
Have you ever watched a movie or read a book that has inspired you to take that action? For me, this moment happened a few weeks back. I was reading a story by this famous Indian writer, Munshi Premchand, and the story is about a little 8-year-old boy, a poor little 8-year-old boy who's living with his grandmother since his parents have died. Now, on one morning of a festival, his grandmother gives him some meager change, all she can afford, so that Hamid can go out with other children to a local fair and enjoy. Hamid goes along, and at the fair, his friends buy chocolates, buy sweets, buy toys, buy clothes. But Hamid decides to do something out of the blue. He buys metal tongs for his grandmother. When he gets back home and hands the metal tongs to his grandmother is confused. And Hamid says, I bought this for you since your hands burn when you make rotis or Indian bread on stove. And then his grandmother cries when he realizes Hamid has chose to buy a gift for her instead of buying something for himself. And when I read this story, I decided to have this beautiful Hamid moment for myself. So the upcoming Sunday, I woke up all in high spirits and decided to have the Hamid moment. So I took out my list and started making a list of names of who I can have the Hamid moment with. And the very first name was of my mom. So I went to my mom and said, Mom, I have a question for you. Mom was resting on a chair and without opening her eyes, asked, yes, what's the question? So I looked at her and said, Mom, what is the deepest secret desire you have? My mom looked at me, all suspicious, but then began thinking. She said, well, last few weeks before I was out with my girlfriends, when I was walking by a shop. Aha, my mom wants something and I will get that for her. That shop was a diamond shop where I saw a big diamond necklace. And I think that will look great on me. I looked at my mom, then I looked at my wallet and poof, I was gone. Plan 1 did not work. But I was determined to have this Hamid moment today. So I took out my list and started seeing who the second person can be. Up came my girlfriend. Now my girlfriend is a simple girl with big dreams. She has to be like that. She's my girlfriend. So I knew my plan will work with her. So I took out my phone and I called her. Neha, let's meet at the local Starbucks. Neha said, Pulkit, Starbucks is too expensive. Let's meet at the garden. Aha, this is a simple girl. You see, I know you're jealous of me now. Anyways, we went to the local garden, and there I looked into Neha's eyes and asked her this very important question. Neha, what is one deep secret desire you have? Pulkit, you know I'm a simple girl. But the other day I was watching this celebrity TV show where they showed this duplex 8-bedroom apartment sea facing at Bandra in Mumbai. I think we should live there after marriage. I looked at Neha. My wallet had a heart attack. I had a heart attack. And poof, I was gone. I was dejected, frustrated. My plan wasn't going very well this morning. So I went to my home, sat on the sofa, and started staring in the void, thinking perhaps those were good olden days when little money used to have this Hamid movement. Today, it's not possible. But then I looked at a very interesting creature, my dog, Rocky. I looked at Rocky and called him to me. Rocky came, his tail wagging. I held Rocky's face in my arm, looked at Rocky's eyes, and asked him, Rocky, what do you want? Rocky became excited. He ran to the room, brought a newspaper clipping, and put his paw on it. The newspaper ad was about a dog food, protein rich, with the subtitle, Makes Your Dogs Have 10 Girlfriends. I looked at Rocky and said, poor dog, he just wants to have girlfriends. But then I saw the price, $2,000 per kg. I looked at Rocky and said, bad dog. Rocky snarled at me. I thought it's done. The plan of having this Hamid movement is not possible anymore. So I went to my room, all dejected, rejected, and frustrated. But then I looked into the mirror and I saw my reflection looking at me, back at me. I smiled. My reflection smiled. And I realized all this morning I've been asking others what they want. But have I ever stopped to ask what I want? You see, in school, I wanted to study, but all my time was wasted in chasing girls. In college, I wanted to have the best job in the world. All my time was spent partying. In my professional life, I want to be the best software engineer across the globe, but all my time is spent giving Toastmaster speeches. I have never stopped and asked, what do I truly want? And then the answer came. I want to sleep. Now, there's no philosophy involved here, but I am giving you the chance to have your Hamid moment. You see, ultimately, giving makes people happy. So if you want to have your Hamid moment this evening, when the votes come up for the best speaker, vote for me. Because ultimately, giving is the best way to make yourself happy. And perhaps I've given you an idea, a cheap idea, to have your movement today. Over to you, contest chair. Sorry, Toastmaster today.
Thank you very much, Pulkit. That was very interesting. Pulkit is our master storyteller. I like the way you use alliterations to inspire us. Please give him a round of applause. Our next speaker is Nelly, Jane Nelly, Galido. She'll be evaluated by Muhammad Azimuddin. Muhammad, please tell us the objectives of Nelly's speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So before that, I must say that storytelling has been a form of communication throughout the history of humanity. Stories have been spoken loud and passed down from generation to generation in every civilization around the world. The next speech is about storytelling from Nelly and Galido. And the objectives, the purpose of the story is to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story itself. It could be a speaker's own story or fictional tale of a speaker's own creation. Over to Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Nellie Jane's speech is titled In the Blink of an Eye. Nellie Jane, in the blink of an eye.
In the blink of an eye. And that's how fast everything can change. Well, exactly a month ago, the world was shaken by news of an unspeakable loss. An Air India flight full of people with dreams, plans, and promises crashed, leaving behind 265 souls who would never return home. And in that horrifying instant, not just the plane, but hundreds of lifelines were transformed and forever shattered. And as I saw the images, the smiling families, the joyful children, the hopeful travelers, I realized something chilling. They were just like us. They had their branch plans, their wedding invitations, birthday celebrations, family waiting for them to arrive home, promotions that they're about to earn, vacations that they just enjoyed or about to enjoy, arguments and problems they thought they could resolve the next day or the next week, the next year maybe. And yet, that day never came. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, and our distinguished guest, today I want to ask you to look beyond the number. 265. Well, it sounds like an statistics, but it's not. It's a story multiplied by 265. And let us remember some of them. A husband, his wife, and their 4-year-old daughter were on board, returning from a surprise trip to India. But they never made it home. A 55-year-old mother and her 2-year-old grandson were flying back to England for a memorial service for her late husband. Neither survived. A London family were returning from holiday with their 2 young children. The whole family was also lost. A former minister boarded what he thought was just another flight. He also didn't make it. 2 brothers just sat rows apart on the flight. One survived, the other one did not. A seasoned pilot was on board, and he had only days before he told her elderly father that he planned to retire and to care for him full time. A promise now tragically unfulfilled, and many more. Imagine the echoes left behind in those empty seats, those unanswered phone calls, those unopened messages. Each dash above is again not a statistics, but a life story cut short in the blink of an eye. And this isn't just about aviation safety. It is about the cruel randomness of life. It's about how tomorrow is never guaranteed. We may never know all the stories, but we do know a single lesson. Life can change in an instant. And here's the hardest truth to swallow. It could have been you. It could have been me. It could have been your parents, our partners, our children, any one of us. We live in a world where everything moves so fast and we plan so far ahead that we forget how fragile we really are. We often cancel coffee dates thinking And after we're just rescheduled, we tend to skip goodbyes, assuming that there's always another chance. We go to bed angry, hoping that the morning will fix everything. But the question is, what if it doesn't? What if the last thing you said to someone is truly the last thing you ever say? And let me ask you this, my dear friends and fellow Toastmasters. If you know that today was your last day on earth, would you live differently? Would you hug tighter? Would you forgive faster? Would you dream louder? Or would you finally do the thing that you always said you were too scared, too tired, too late to do? Let this tragedy wake us up, not just to death, but to life. So you may ask, what now? What do we do with this heartbreak? We honor the dead by how we live. We make their memory matter by making our moments matter. We don't wait for perfect timing. We don't wait for next month, next year, next day, because the only time we truly have is now. And remember those stories that I tell you. You can search for more and let these stories inspire action. And so this time, tonight, I urge you, call your friend that you haven't spoken to in months. Just maybe a quick hello, hi, how are you? Apologize, forgive, reconnect. Dance in the living room, laugh louder, sing badly, hug your parents saying, I love you, like it's your last chance. Stop waiting for someday, because someday isn't on the calendar, it's just today. And above all, live with purpose, because you don't need a tragedy to wake you up, because tomorrow is never promised. Everything can change in a blink of an eye. Again, in the blink of an eye. Let this be your awakening. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Nellie Jane, for sharing a tragic story to remind us that tomorrow is never guaranteed and life can change in an instant. And she urges us to let the story inspire action. That was very well said. Our next speaker is Youselee Joseph. She's being evaluated by Guerdah Felix. Guerdah, please tell us the objectives of Youselee's speech.
Thank you, Madam Chair, fellow Toastmasters. Today, I am evaluating Youselee as she is working on the path motivational strategies. It is her evaluation and feedback project, and today she is presenting the second speech. Last time that she presented her speech, it was recommended that Youselee not only mention the steps, but also connect them correctly. And as I asked Youselee, what do you want me to pay attention to in your speech today? And she said she's expecting to have an evaluation à la Guerdah. So we will see which Guerdah comes up today. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. And this is a 5 to 7 minute speech, of course. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Guerdah. Youselee's speech title is As Simple as That. Youselee, as simple as that.
What gives you joy? A few months ago, this question was asked to me by none of Guerdah Felix. That day, a question as simple as that, coming out from nowhere, dived me into a deep reflection and some research on myself. For years, I think that I know Guerdah, we have had several conversations. We talk about everything and nothing. We laugh. I cried. She asked questions, and I got into deep thinking. So this day, it was not different. We're just talking. I was laughing, and she asked, Youselee, what gives you joy? So to answer to her, I gave all the answers but any answer. As you are coming at Leadership Speak, since I am a member of the club, you can see that most of the time I am laughing and I feel joyful. And many people usually ask me, Youselee, what gives you joy? I never have answer to give to them because for me, there is no how or why. It is simple. I feel joyful. But a few months ago, I started to ask myself, so what gives me joy? Why I am laughing even every day? So today, I have the same question for you. And I will need you to answer in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, what gives you joy? Not in the past, not in the future, not on the surface. What gives you deep joy? Thank you, Angela. Your family. Farouki is spending time with family. So family is the first one. Communicate with God. Thank you, Guerdah. Live in the presence. Listening to your CC. Thank you, Bram. Leadership Speak. Kids. Dancing, singing, creating art, playing with children. So many things. Thank you, everybody. Helping others, I see that as well. Just breathe. Thank you, EJ. Thank you, Peter. So I can see in the chat, there are several things that gives you joy. But let me tell you something today. Joy is not something that you can buy at the store. Joy is not a dream that you are pursuing. Joy is not something that you can get from other people, even your family. I see family is the first answer here, first one here. Thank you, Sonja. Joy. I think that I get my answer, the answer that I was looking for. Joy lives inside of you. For me, it's not a gift. And for me, joy is a blend. It's like a punch of fruit or a fruit punch. You blend several fruit at the same time to get joy. In my case, I have 3 fruit in my garden, in my heart. I planted them years ago. And I keep taking care of them. The first one is forgiveness. I forgive easily. In fact, you did something to me, I forgot about it. That doesn't mean that I don't have self-respect. I can stop talking to you if you keep doing the same thing to me. And yet, I will still forgive you and move on. The second tree that I have in my garden is gratitude. I wake up every day thanking God for all the things that He has done for me, for the things that He is doing. And I'm thanking God, I am grateful for the things that are happening in your life. We are at the same Toastmasters Club. When I see a good message on the WhatsApp group, oh, I am happy for this person. Even if it's not my thing. I am grateful for things that are happening or good things that are happening in other people's life. And the tree that I have in my garden is self-acceptance. The other day, I was talking to one of my friends about food. And she told me, Youselee, there are people that know how to cook. There are people who are friends who know how to cook. I am in the second category. So she doesn't know how to cook. And she said, and I am okay with that. I agree with her. I am okay with my weaknesses. I'm still working on me. Still, I accept my weaknesses as well as my strength. You may think that it's unrealistic to stay or to be joyful. Can I stay joyful all the time? Yes. As soon as I can take care of my trees. Can I lose my happiness? Yes. Because happiness comes from the outside, from family, from dreams, from realization in life. So I can lose my happiness. And in fact, if crying was a marathon, I would win several prizes. So joy is a choice. It's a choice that we made every day. It's a choice about what kind of trees that we put in our garden, in our heart. No one will come to plant anything for you. No one can, no one will. It's our own responsibility. So I still have this question for you today after hearing me. What gives you joy? Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Youselee. That was a very interesting talk on joy. Thank you for reminding us that joy lives within us and we can't buy joy. I'd like to urge our guests, I'd like to remind you to take a moment to speak to our most important people in the room, that is our guests. Kindly sign into our guest book. It's posted in the chat. Our timer, Jyoti, please post the timings in the chat. Can the Zoom master please launch the poll for the better effort speaker? At this point, I'd like to introduce our general evaluator, Vinod Panikkar. Let us first vote for the better speaker. Vinod, you're welcome to take the virtual podium.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, everyone. I would request the Zoom master to spotlight me because I can't see myself. So my group of evaluators, our group of evaluators of amazing self-directed leaders, 8 of them are ready with the evaluation. The 5 speakers and in leadership speak, we evaluate the toast, the education speaker, and also the Toastmaster of the day. And it is required that all the evaluators and the speaker connect at least once. I hope all of them have connected more than once with the speaker. This is a mandate that our club has made sure that we need to do. So this is just for the benefit of the guest, that all the evaluators and speakers have met before the meeting and have discussed in detail. So let me call upon our great team members. The first one, Toast, who would be evaluating the toast. May I please call upon Toastmaster EJ McDowell to please evaluate our toast. Toastmaster EJ, may I have her on the screen, please? The screen is all yours, Toastmaster EJ.
Hello, Vinod. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for the opportunity to evaluate Zara. It is indeed my pleasure. Zara, you opened with a strong introduction, asking the question right away, drew us in, and set the tone. In your body, I appreciated the garden metaphor, encouraging us to grow from the garden of our minds and be transformed through leadership and world-class coaching, especially here in Leadership Speak. It was both vivid and it was also inspiring. A highlight was your phrase, we try, we learn, and we grow. I love the emphasis on learn, because I believe that's what we're all here to do. It was simple, powerful, and it was memorable. For improvement, I would say there was a bit of an audio distraction that took place, and it kind of took away from your message. I'm not exactly sure what happened. And I would also share to add more eye contact. Okay, that would make your already engaging delivery even stronger. Overall, you gave us an uplifting speech that motivated us to grow and lead to a better level. I can't wait to hear your next speech, Zara. Thank you very much. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, EJ. I love the point of improvements, the audio. Yes. And the eye contact. I believe the laptop was a little bit like what you say, in a direction where she had to look down. And if the screen would have been plain, that would have been much better. So, and I like the fact that you summarized it in a better way. The purpose of evaluation is to take them high and make them fly. And you actually did that. Thank you very much. Let's call upon the next evaluator who would be evaluating our Toastmaster of the day, the captain of the ship. For that, let me call Toastmaster Mrinal Kanti Ghosh. Mrinal, Toastmaster Mrinal. Yes, the screen is all yours.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today our Toastmaster of the day, Nelly, was just like a captain of a ship, as mentioned by DTM Vinod, guiding us smoothly through the waves of pitches, evaluation. And let me talk about Nelly one thing. Before the meeting, she connected at least 10 days before with all the role players. It shows dedications of Nelly for ownership and how she's transformed this meeting. That's amazing. Let me share my evaluation using 3 C's: content, connection, and control. First, content. Your chosen theme, coaching leadership, was refreshing and truly inspiring. The way you wove into the introduction and transition gave the meeting a sense of purpose. I especially like how you related the theme to the both your personal and professional journeys. It made me content more reliable. One suggestion here, you could add a quick story or anecdote at the very beginning to make more meaningful, more memorable on your theme, coaching leaderships. Next, connection. You are a master of connection. You connected beautifully with both the audience and the role players. Your smile, warm tone, and inclusive language kept everyone engaged. I notice you acknowledge each speaker with encouraging words, which set a positive atmosphere. To take a note, the higher you may consider adding a short interactive questions to the audience. Related to just one point you can add, just one liner. What do you think about coaching leaderships? Just one sentence. It could add more value to your theme and everybody can correlate more beautifully. Last not the least, control. You demonstrated excellent control over the meeting. The transition was totally smoothless and you kept the program running on time. I admire how you maintained the energy from start to finish. One minor improvement you could do better, your voice modulations, more energy, and eye contact. I know in virtual program, eye contacts play a very crucial role. So try to maintain the eye contact. And also add more excitement, energy to avoid monotone feeling for the audience. Overall, in conclusion, you are just a facilitator. You are not just about the facilitator today, but a true captain of a ship, ensuring that every crew member perform and every passengers enjoy the journey. With a little more storytelling, vocal variety, energy, eye contact, your TMOD role will go from impressive to unforgettable. Over to you, DTM Vinod.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mrinal. You gave a lot of suggestions to transform, and I completely agree that Nelly, you are an absolutely amazing facilitator. You had control right from the beginning till now. One suggestion: when you started in the beginning, I felt you were reading from your notes. If you have to read, use a Word document, use Alt tab, people will not understand, right? Because if you're looking at the eye level, people will not get to know that you're reading something down. But when you read 3 to 4 lines down, it is very visible that the eye contact is not there. I just thought I will add this tip because the way you facilitated it was amazing. Thank you very much, both of you. Now, the education speaker. Who will be evaluating our education speaker? It is Toastmaster Elfin Ebrar. Toastmaster Elfin, may I please have him on the screen? 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -t, -3. Yes, I saw him. Yeah, the screen is all yours, Elfin. All the very best.
Quoted from Paramjit Singh. If your club is not inspiring you, change the environment. Join Leadership Speak. What a speech by Paramjit. Makes me feel luckier to be in Leadership Speak. Now I share my feedback to Paramjit. The first one, the use of opening and closing. As I noticed, he introduced the topic, so I know what to expect and the tools that I can use to be a coach. In the closing, he recapped the speech, so he helped me to memorize the lesson that I get today. The second one is the click-by-click presentation. So Paramjit didn't show all at once, but he showed it one click by one click. So he didn't let the audience left him behind. As from the perspective of an audience who listened to your speech, this is my feedback to transform Paramjit to be a better speaker. First one, it was very hard for me to remember all your pointers. If I didn't take a screenshot in the beginning of your speech, I will be a man on an island. It was 6 pointers, whereby usually the recommendation of any speech, it is maximum 3 pointers, quoting from Harvard Business Review book. More than 3, it is too many. If you cannot reduce it, try to use abbreviation. For example, you can say EBC, VIP, or you can also use analogy, like the structure of a house. The basement is the environment, and then the floor is the behavior, the pillar, capabilities, and so on. Other example, you can use human body. The feet is the environment. The behavior is the limb, the chest, and then on the top, the brain is the vision. So you help your audience to remember your lesson. The second one, what I noticed, it was too much in one slide, even though one click by one click. I feel overwhelmed seeing many pointers in one slide. My recommendation, based on what I know, one slide, one idea. So it can help you also explain your points, call any examples or personal story, and it is easier for us to listen. For example, you can say environment, just one slide and one sentence, or maximum 2 sentences. To challenge you, to keep audience engaged, it is to involve them into your speech. You can call them, you can ask them to write in the chat box, ask them raise hand, so emoticon. Remember, if you are the speaker, you are the boss. You can order everyone. Overall, nice opening and closing. Click by click presentation is good and need to improve more on organize the slide and keep the audience engaged. Back to you, Vinod.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alvin. Very well summarized and points of improvement as well as a challenge point given to our educational speaker. I like the idea that you said one idea, one slide, maybe one image, and it could have been, I felt, a real image of Toastmasters meeting because you were connecting Robert Dill's logical level to Toastmasters. So all the 6 levels could have been some image of Toastmasters meeting. I felt that could have been made it more connecting. So thank you for that idea and thanks for the speech. Now, the next speaker. Now starts the speakers. The first speaker was Toastmaster Mary, and the evaluator who would be evaluating Toastmaster Mary is Toastmaster Aruna. So Toastmaster Aruna on the screen. The screen is all yours.
Thank you, dear General Evaluator. The objective of Mary's speech was to deliver a well-organized speech. And in addition to that, she asked me to focus on the way she used pace and pauses during her speech. I noticed that Mary delivered a well-organized speech, and she made pauses between the different parts of her speech. Congratulations on that. What I love the most about Mary's speech is its structure. She starts her speech with a question to grab the attention of the audience at the very beginning of her speech. Through her personal story, she explained to us the difference between bosses and leaders and gave us free step about how to transform our leadership style to become an effective leaders. I also loved the way Mary delivered her speech. Especially the way she used her hand gesture to emphasize her message and the tone of her voice during the last part of her speech. Maria's Zoom presence was also good. In terms of improvement, I recommend you to pay attention to your eye contacts, because I noticed that sometimes you were looking at the corner of your screen. And also I recommend you to increase the tone of your voice a little bit to be heard from the beginning to the end of your speech. Overall, it was a well-structured speech. Congratulations again. And for the next time, try to improve your eye contact and also your vocabulary. Back to you, dear General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aruna, for that evaluation. The point of improvement that you have mentioned is eye contact and tone of voice. Now, one more thing you had mentioned about the pause, that it was good. So to be an effective evaluator, we usually say be very specific. So the eye contact you mentioned, you are looking at the side, that was understandable. But when you said tone of voice, you could have picked one or two statements from Mary's speech and say that this is where the tone of voice could have been, or there was an opportunity where you were doing the drill or something like that. There you could have changed the tone of voice. That would have been more specific. The evaluation was valuable. Thank you very much for that. Now, let us call our club champion, Toastmaster Nikita, to evaluate Toastmaster Veronica. Toastmaster Nikita, the screen is all yours.
Thank you. The road to excellence requires us to know our weaknesses and how to transform that, how to work towards transforming our weaknesses into strengths. And Toastmaster Veronica, you know your weaknesses, and you also are walking the journey in excellence, with excellence consciously. So let's start with your content. You wanted your content to be inspirational, and you excelled. It was inspirational, not just for me, but when I looked at the comments, for many others who were listening to you. You inspired us to keep reaching for discomfort. But also, in your humor, which I appreciated so much, to be as contagious as COVID by having the mindset of excellence. You also reminded us that just by the fact that we are showing up here at Leadership Speak on a Saturday, it already means that we are striving for excellence. Your speech content was relevant, it was relatable. You connected your story with our community here, with also Paramjit's presentation. And this showed that you were able to really flow within what you had prepared for us today. You were able to step outside of your preparation and bring in everything that's relevant in the context that we are today. So that shows confidence, and that shows trust in yourself to be able to flow. Now, about confidence, which I think is something maybe very relevant to everyone else listening. Here's what you excelled in. Standing up, not sitting down to give your speech, but standing up in your power. And also I noticed that in your tone, you weren't rushed. You took your time, and that shows that you weren't very nervous. Here is what I did notice in your body language. Pacing a little bit in your steps. So I'm going to recommend this for you. A way to bring us back into alignment, to root the nervous energy when you don't feel very confident, is to plant your feet hip width apart, give you a little bend in your knees, shake it out and let your breath go. This way you're warming up your breath, you're releasing the tension, you're regulating your nervous system. Because here's why I recommend that we use this as a tool before stepping onto a stage. Just like you said, Toastmaster Veronica, you said, we have to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. And that shows that we are continuously striving for excellence. And if there's a new level for excellence, there's a new devil for your confidence. That means that you will always be you always feel a little less confident every time you step up on the levels. So having these tools really helps to regulate the nervous system, but also you are on your journey to excellence. It shows that you are on that journey when you're feeling a little less confident. Finally, in your words, striving for excellence means committing to a mindset that moves us forward. And I think that's something we can all reflect on. So I'm going to leave this evaluation with a question. for everyone else, where in your life can you lean into the discomfort, knowing that that's exactly where your growth lies? Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nikita, for sharing the tool. And I also, like what you say, got a little bit relaxed now by doing that activity. Everybody should do that. Thank you very much. It was very useful. What I personally thought about Veronica's speech is excellence is not a destination, it's a direction, was the claim she made in the beginning of the speech. I was only looking for the proof once the claim was made, but then she diverted a little bit here and there, but the confidence level was very high. Nicely picked up, Nikita, for that. Thank you very much. Now, for the next speaker would be evaluated. Toastmaster Pulkit would be evaluated by Toastmaster Leah. Toastmaster Leah on the screen. The screen is yours, Toastmaster Leah.
Have you had your Hamid moment? Pulkit, I must say, well done in presenting your speech today. You have definitely met the objectives of the speech, and I'll get into that. In terms of what I saw you excelled at, you were supposed to tell us about a story, and you did that. You started off with a question that had us thinking. Have you read a book or watched a movie that inspired you? And then you went on to tell us about the movie that you watched and how it inspired you to then take certain steps. So that really brought the first part of your speech into the second part of your speech, which I thought was really nice. You then applying what you had learned. So another way of engaging us to try and follow along with your story. I thought that was a very great way. And in Toastmasters, we always say the power of three. And you definitely went on to tell us about 3 different occasions where you tried to make other people happy. Your mom, your girlfriend, and the dog. So that was really well done. I also enjoyed the humor that was infused in your speech. And I'm sure you would have also noticed, even from the comments in the chat or people just sharing emojis, that indeed they were finding certain aspects of your speech really humorous. And I could pick that up. And that was really well done because you're putting variety in your speech. And I thought that was really well done. So in terms of what I picked up, what you may want to work on, I realized at one point you actually had a pen in your hand that you were using as an object for when you're doing some of your, when you're trying to show us like writing down something, and you kept it in your hand. And I kept on thinking, is he going to use it again or not use it again? So I'd recommend when you have something that you're using as an object, once you have done with it, you put it down. Otherwise, you make us think, okay, maybe you're going to continue to use it or not. I don't know if maybe just something that you forgot that was in your hand. So just make sure whatever objects that you're using, that you do put them down. And then in terms of challenging yourself, I noticed that in your speech, that you did have these characters and you did have some sort of dialogue with the different characters that you shared with us, your mom, your girlfriend, and the dog. But I felt that I couldn't really pick up their distinct voices. So I want to say, in terms of just challenging yourself, try and make sure that the voices of the different characters is definitely distinct from yours, whether it's you reducing your vocal tone so that we know, okay, this is totally a different person, because for quite a bit of your speech, your tone was very high, excited, and those kind of things, and I laughed towards the end that you did reduce that, but just make sure that when you do have those different characters, that it does come out distinct who the people are speaking. Other than that, well done in presenting your speech. Loved the story. The fact that you even ended with a call to order to us in terms of looking out at what it is that makes us happy. Just be mindful when you do use objects in your speech, and also just remember that with different characters, try and make sure that they do have different distinct voices. Good luck in your future speeches. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Leah. Two valuable suggestions. One is the prop that was in his hand. If it was not a prop, it should not have been used. The pen, that also I observed. And second was there were a lot of characters. So characterization was required a different way. With the prop, I just remembered Chekhov's gun theory. If you show, it's usually in a story writing and movie, they say that if you show a gun on the wall in the beginning of the movie or somewhere, make sure before the end of the movie the gun is used. So make sure if you are showing anything, use somewhere. Thank you very much for that. So our next evaluator would be evaluating Toastmaster Nelly. I would request Toastmaster Mohammed Azmuddin on the screen, to be on the screen, please. The screen is all yours, Toastmaster Mohammed.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Today is the time to evaluate a wonderful story. And the story starts with this, that life can change in an instant. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Today is the right time to fulfill your promises. Nelly Jan, you did a good job. It was not only emotional, but convincingly excellent story that you deliver in the way that was best possible to create emotion and deliver your right message. So the story was about a crash where 265 lives were lost, and they were having all some promises to fulfill tomorrow, but in an instant, everything is gone. So after listening to your story, I evaluated this way that your story gave birth to 4 children: connectivity, compassion, commitment, and continuity. So the first child is your connectivity. So you told a story where the people were on board but could not return home. And that created a connectivity with the audience, that everybody has the feelings when their loved one could not come home. So that was the story. Compassion, the second child, that emotional way that you deliver the story. And your voice modulation somewhere really connected the emotion with the audience. And the third child is the commitment. Everybody has a commitment to fulfill. But when, why, they will wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is not going to come. And that commitment must be fulfilled before tomorrow. The fourth child is continuity. So life even can change in an instant, but it should be kept continued. And that was the message coming from. And how to continue? You give a very good suggestions. Love at loud, reconnect, enjoy, apologize, forgive, forget, and take this moment as the most precious moment that you can enjoy your life. Here is some improvement that I think, in my opinion, should you work on, is that you throw a paper after reading some emotional and very tragic stories of the people. When you threw the paper, I thought that it should not be appropriate to throw a paper where you are telling a story, a very emotional story, and you have a very connectivity with the audience. Second is that somewhere I found that you spoke very fast. When you already connected with your audience emotionally, then you should control your speaking speed. And third is that the news title that of the crash, that should be displayed so that the audience could connect with your story from the very first instance. So these 3 points, I think that you could work on. But overall, you raised 4 strong children today, and together they inspired us to live urgently, lovingly, and purposefully. Good work, Nelly. Go ahead with your next speech. And I want to see you as the most wonderful and champion speaker. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Azumdin. The point of improvement that you had mentioned, that she could have used imagery, the headline of the news. Second, you mentioned about the pace. I would have liked if you had very specifically picked a spot or any one line where she was fast and said that here you could have slowed down. And the third was an action. You said it could have been better. So valuable, and you gave uplifting evaluation at the end. Thank you very much for that. Toastmaster Youselee will be evaluated by Toastmaster Guerdah Flex. Toastmaster Guerdah, on the screen. The screen is all yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Queen Youselee. Today I will start with an acronym, JOY, as in J, the journey that you took us on as you shared your presentation. From the start, you started with a question, then you gave us context, then you connected with us, and in the end, you came back with same question. Then, as in O, you took the opportunity to connect with your audience, and you connected very well throughout your speech. And as in Y, you asked us to say yes to joy. All this I experienced when I listened to you in your speech. Now, here is my recommendations. Time. Because as you were speaking, there was a lot that you wanted to say that you shared with us. However, I felt that that took away a bit from your speech. Pay attention to the time. Perhaps you could shorten the start, the giving us the context, shorten it a bit. And also, although you connected very well with us, I believe that after a while, you perhaps needed to let us know that, okay, the chat is closed, so that we can focus only on your speech and not on what everybody else was saying still in the chat. What I love the best in your speech is that from the start, you started with joy, and you demonstrated this very well. And you also, because of your demonstration, all of us were in joy as you shared with us that it is something that is found within us. So to summarize, great presence, Queen Youselee, great start from start to finish, and pay attention to the time and the chat. And what I love the best is that you asked all of us to be in joy. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Guerdah. And both the suggestions that you gave were with specific example that how to shorten the time, shorten the, like what you said, get to the meet as soon as possible, and the chat is closed, the speaker can say. Thank you very much for that. Now comes, thank you very much to all the evaluators. Now come my general evaluation for the entire meeting. Now, meeting number 186. word of the day was transform. Okay, so many of us did use, and there is a poll already been best effort speaker poll came now. So I would request for the best evaluators poll. That would be helpful. Thank you very much for that trigger or hint for the timing as well as yeah. So I will do my general evaluation. After that, you will get the time to put it on the screen. My general evaluation, the greet master, Toastmaster Sandra, like she brings life to meetings. When I joined, she was there, and you can continue to vote for the best evaluator. Please go ahead and do the voting. She was right there and energetically inviting everyone to speak and like what you say, no, recognizing everyone, guest, and having chat. Then came our Sergeant at Arms, Robin, when he came and he said that there are 2 minutes, and then after that 2 minutes was complete silence with mobile phone, everybody was checking. Just because listening to Mary's speech, I thought curiously, what can we do curiously in that 2 minutes? Because that silence becomes dead silence. Can we have a quiz or poll or something about Toastmasters so that 2 minutes nobody speaks, but somebody is doing activity? Because when the event starts, people are there into it rather than being completely quiet and going here and there. That is one thing that came to my mind. Leadership speak, many speakers mentioned about trees, seeds, and all these things. They need the right environment. But there is a difference between trees, seeds, and leadership speak and human beings, basically. Trees and seeds are basically anticipatory. Leadership speak, we are participatory. What it means is we are a self-directed leader group who participate, and not like other clubs where everybody is anticipating I will be called or you are running after that. It is a group where everybody wants to participate, and not only participate, I have seen most of the role players were there during the practice session. I came to know through the pictures. So the magic is in the practice, and that magic is unfolding on every Saturdays when we see on the screen. So overall, I felt the role of a timer, Toastmaster Jyoti, amazing grammarian, nice word, Mariam. I'm seeing that you are really putting a lot of efforts into doing your role. Overall, it was amazing. Just a suggestion to all the evaluators: whatever evaluation sessions we are doing as an education session, think from that perspective. Try not to use the word love, use the word effective. Instead of look for what was the purpose of the speech, what is the takeaway, start with the end in mind. That is what I would like to say. Be very specific when you are giving suggestions. Only I heard Guerdah using pathways name. Most of the evaluators just came and said this was the speech and this was this. In Toastmasters, we follow a curriculum, pathways curriculum. I would like to listen to every member's on which path they are working on, which level they are on, and which speech they are doing on. So the next time, make sure we mention all these three things, please. Rest of, as usual, it is amazing. So I would like to say yet another amazing meeting from our leadership speak team. Congratulations once again, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Vinod, our master evaluator, for the great tips you've given us. The segment was run very well. You told us to use specific feedback to help improve our evaluations. I like the statement, magic is in the practice. Well done. I'd like to remind our guests, our most important people in the room, kindly sign the guest book. We now segue to the next segment of our meeting. I'd like to invite our thought of the day speaker, Nicole Miller Douglas.
Nelly, before that, I think we may have missed the grammarian report. Can we have the grammarian's report, please?
Okay. My apologies. I'd like to invite Mariam Saidavi to please present the grammarian report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Once more again, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmaster, and welcome guests. Regarding for the word of the day, transform, they're using around 6 times, even from the Toastmaster of the Day, general evaluation, and already the speaker and evaluation. Well done, because this the word also relative to the theme of the meeting. But there is some words actually we can take away as the powerful word, and we can use also, and they give us more energy, like evaluator, empower, effective, empathic environment. 6 level of the logistic when the Paramjit, he said environment, behavior, capability, value, beliefs, identify, and the vision. This already we can use. Some already sentence will be so amazing. Toastmaster International provide this the garden for us for to the flourish. Joy lives inside you, foot punch. And like we can say, some word already, you are the boss. One side and one idea, one slide, one idea. Click by click presentation, which already some evaluation mentioned. Learn into the discomfort. Flow within that you had to prepare. And we can say some correction we can use. Be on mute, we can say stay on the mute. Rise your toast, we can instead use rise a toast. Let's not lead by the tax. We can use let's not lead only by tax. Faith, do, know, learn. We can say we have faith, we have do, we have know, and we have learn. Some words already magic of the coaching leadership. Change move faster than you Wi-Fi on the bad day. Excellent inspire others. Excellent demand discomfort. Excellent push you out of the comfort zone. Give us make people happy. Tomorrow is the never promise, and live with the purpose. Actually, those already we can say as the takeaway, the powerful word we can use included with the word of the day. We already here to be transformed and a better person in the future. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Mariam. I would like to take this moment to speak to the most important people in the room, that is our guests. Kindly sign the guest book. We now segue to the next section of this meeting. I'd like to call in the Thought of the Day speaker, Nicole Miller Douglas. Please take it away.
Right now, the curtains are coming down on the stage of the power of coaching leadership. But coaching leadership can continue on the other stages where you are the leading actor. In any organization like Leadership Speak, the different members are at different stages of life and requires different levels of engagement. Coaching leadership is a type of engagement that transforms those who need someone to hold their hand. According to the Phoenix University, the coaching leadership style is essential in this post-pandemic era. Organizations are still re-evaluating their leadership approaches and seeking ways to adapt. Fortunately, the coaching leadership style is uniquely positioned to thrive in this environment. This type of leadership promotes resilience, adaptability, and empathy, where these essential traits are necessary to navigating change. Our leadership speaker, Paramjit, mentioned it when he spoke about having an awareness that allows us to recognize our need to first change our environment. Our speaker, Veronica, attested to it when she said that she wants to strive for excellence. As such, she decided to change her environment. And that changing environment meant joining leadership speak. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, do you need a changing environment? As we swiftly review what Toastmaster Marie Cusin said, she alluded to this transformation in her story about turning potential into performance. Youselee further added to this, and she spoke about the power of questioning, which the use of question is something that coaching leaders uses a lot. Youselee said that one question allowed her to do some deep thinking. You too might need to do some deep thinking in order to make some changes that will transform your life. After this meeting, continue the story that was shared by Pulkit to pursue selfless acts to help others. There are so many nuggets that were shared today, but all can't be reviewed or reflected on right now. So hereafter, continue to reflect, as our general evaluator said, that this meeting will be available on other platforms such as YouTube that you can review and ensure that you get all the tools necessary to equip you as a coaching leader. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Our speaker for the day. That was excellent execution. You did it with a lot of passion. Nicole Miller Douglas. The power of coaching leadership is about guiding and conditioning and cultivating talent by raising self-awareness to facilitate behavioral change. It unlocks potential and transforms leaders to the next level. Thank you all for taking up roles. Your presence, with your presence, we are better because the meeting. I now hand the meeting back to our president, Mr. Holmes Tang.
Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Thank you so much, Toastmasters of the Day, Nelly Ayodo. I'd like to take a moment to speak to our guest, as well as some of our newest members. Let me start off with the guest who has signed on our guest book. Dowie McDonald. Dowie McDonald, are you available to speak?
Hello.
Hello, Dowie. How do you find the meeting today?
I find it very inspiring and interesting. Sorry, let me just open my camera. I find it very inspiring and interesting, and I like the approach that you take. For me, it was a lot of speeches, and I like the evaluations, very informative. I like the format and also the emphasis on learning is really good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dowie. You're welcome to come back as a guest anytime you have time. Thank you so much, Dowie.
Thank you.
Next, who has signed up, Mine Mine Maina, are you available to speak?
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me tonight. It was a very interesting meeting, and I've learned a lot and been challenged on life matters by the several speakers. I am a Toastmaster, a member of Elevated Speakers in Rwanda.
How do you find the meeting, Mine? You just turn off your camera.
The meeting was very interesting. I said I have learned several things and life nuggets from the speakers we had today.
Thank you so much, Mine. I saw that you indicated that you are interested in joining the club. After the meeting, our Vice President of Membership and immediate past President, Bram Manom, will reach out to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lilian Wader. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Or is it Lilian?
Lillian Vida.
Oh, Lilian Wider.
Yes.
Hello, Lilian.
Hi. I enjoyed coming to the meeting today. I wanted to learn more about an advanced club, what makes it really, really great. And I found that each speech had a takeaway. So there were 5 speakers and I had 5 takeaway messages. And that was something that really inspired me. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Lilian. Definitely agree with you that each and every speech, especially a leadership speech, needs to have a central takeaway. Thank you so much, Lilian. If you have time, you're welcome to visit us again. Next, we have signed the guest book is Youselee Asifi. Are you available to speak?
Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Is it convenient for you to turn on the camera so I can spotlight you also?
Okay. I enjoyed every speech and every session in this Advanced Toastmasters Club. And I plan for the future to attend the meeting. Especially, I would like to thank the educational session speaker. I learned a lot and I have huge takeaways for that, from that. And I also recognize also the speakers for giving a preparation and for providing such wonderful speeches. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Youselee. I noticed you've indicated you're interested in joining the club. One of our club exco, most likely Brahmanon, will reach out to you for a chat. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Let me take a look if there are other guests that are with us today. Guhen Taita. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Are you available to speak? I'll move on. Marine Review. Merlin Review, sorry. Yvonne Codrington. If not, let me move on to some of our newest members. Irfan, are you available to speak?
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
I'm doing great, Irfan. How is it for you?
It was a very good meeting. I really enjoyed something that I would like to comment on two things. Number one, yes, it is an advanced club because the level of speeches and the level of evaluation was more professional, more accurate, and more giving a moving the speakers and evaluators. The second thing that I liked about the meeting was the added comments on evaluation. So the Toastmaster of the day was adding comments on the evaluation, and a few points that were missed by evaluator were covered there. And moreover, when he was emphasizing that TMOD, when he was emphasizing that when you are giving an evaluation, be specific. Don't give a general comment. Specify where this improvement was needed. And that is really very important for an advanced club. So my first meeting with after becoming a member, this is my first meeting here, and I've really enjoyed it. And I look forward for delivering my own first speech and getting the good evaluation of the members of this club. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irfan. I definitely look forward to your speech as well as you serving as one of our role players in the future meetings. I'd like to have a short chat with another of our newer members, Lean Mock.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I'm sorry for my camera. Can you hear
No
me?
worries. Yes, I can hear you. If it's not convenient, it's okay. How do you find the meeting?
Yeah, I feel very happy to be here in Leadership Speak in general. And it's an excellent environment, professional and friendly. And yeah, I think joining Toastmasters has transformed my life. Thank you very much.
I definitely look forward to seeing your speeches and some of your role players in the coming meetings. Thank you so much, Lean.
Thank you.
With that, I'd like to hand back to the Toastmasters of the day, Nelly Ayodo, to conclude our meeting. Nelly, over to you.
Thank you very much, our President. I'd now like to call for the certificates of our Better Effort Speaker and our Better Effort Evaluator. Our Better Effort Speaker is Are we ready, Mr. PR? Our Better Effort Evaluator is Guerdah Felix. Kindly applause Guerdah. Congratulations, Guerdah, and well done. Our Better Effort Speaker is
It's Youselee. I will post the certificate later.
Okay, our Better Effort Speaker is Youselee Joseph. Kindly let's applaud or appreciate Youselee Joseph. Congratulations, Youselee. The power of coaching leadership develops awareness and accelerates growth. It is a powerful upskill method that is used at Leadership Speak. Back to you, our President.
Nelly, you are the Toastmasters of the day, so you can go ahead to ask the Zoom master to stop the recording. It's live streaming, and then you can adjourn the meeting.
Zoom master, please stop the recording.